The city of Fort Worth is trying to revitalize a couple of neighborhoods with the help of Main Street America. The Main Street program has been reviving downtowns in mostly smaller cities for decades, but also in a few larger cities. And Fort Worth is the first city in Texas to partner with the organization to help two different neighborhoods. Fox 4's Macy Jenkins live in Fort Worth with more. Macy.
Hi there, Heather. Well, maybe it's appropriate that this section of North Main Street is one of the areas that is about to get help from an organization called Main Street America. We're in the Northside neighborhood. It's between the Stockyards and downtown Fort Worth. It's one of two neighborhoods in the city where the goal is to bring these businesses that have been shuttered and these empty storefronts back to life. A 5-block stretch on Main Street between downtown Fort Worth and the Stockyards.
What we consider the jewel of Fort Worth.
It's the historic Northside community with a rich Latino heritage.
The theater was built in 1914. The wife would go down to Mexico and bring up famous actors.
And a proud population hoping to keep it alive.
I think what's going to help the Northside the most is we already have, a traffic pattern that will support business. We really just need to focus on bringing more businesses in.
That's where the City of Fort Worth's revitalization pilot program with Main Street America comes in.
Main Street America is a national organization that has already done this in over 1,200 cities. So they have the lessons learned, they have the best practices.
As president of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Annette Landeros will oversee the 3-year project in the historic Northside, which includes extensive training in things like community engagement, hiring practices, and partnership building.
Hopefully this is an opportunity to bring in the community to be part of the revitalization. I think that that's the most important part of the development.
Across the street, city crews have already started sprucing up the facade of the Artes de la Rosa Cultural Center, which offers free classes in dance, art, and music to families.
I believe they want to see growth.
And in the neighboring vacant buildings, Executive Director William Hiro sees opportunity.
Tourism, but in this strip here, having people come and walk, that visibility of having all these restaurants.
6 miles to the southeast, the Polytechnic neighborhood.
It used to be its own city back in the day before it got annexed by the city of Fort Worth.
Eager to see similar changes on Vaughn Boulevard, which leads right up to Texas Wesleyan University.
It needs a lot of help.
Stacey Marshall with Southeast Fort Worth Inc. says in addition to more businesses, he wants to see more housing to draw young families into the neighborhood.
You'll see a lot of people walking their dogs with their kids, just having a good time and experiencing and enjoying life.
Over the next 3 years, Northside and Polytechnic will receive up to $270,000 in funding and grants, as well as a full-time employee to oversee the project. In addition,
we're working with foundations that are going to donate money to us so that we can keep the cause going.
Their measure of success, better lighting, added parks, and more open doors to turn desolation into a destination.
But I think that it would definitely be a place that we want folks to be able to gather and spend a lot more time.
Now, many of these businesses are owned by people who actually live in the community. Main Street America will partner with them to figure out the best way to bring big business back to life. I'll send it back to you, Heather.
All right, Macy, thank you.